Trying it, I guess. All right. Do that first. Do this second. Hmm. Definitely got to do that. What's going on, folks? Pardon me, being very disrespectful. Brothers and sisters, mothers and Mrs. Bunions and Blisters, like to welcome you to the garage, home of the worldwide mechanics. I am your lead mechanic, Mech Rashawn. As always, do me a solid. Hit the hype, hit the like, hit the sub. That's the way you show your boy love. In the meantime, in between time, get on in here, get your coveralls, get your tool belt. Let's get this thing on the rack and see where we at. Um, Happy Friday, Big Sugar. One time, Dwayne, salute. Thank you for pulling up. As always, like we always do at this time. Um, Pardon me. It's been a rough evening, the night before and leading into now. Just has been one of them days. Um, what's the T-shirt say? Absolutely nothing. But let me give you a good look at it. Doesn't say anything. Some things don't need an explanation. Some things don't need words. That is a Clorox bottle. I think you recognize the dude, and there you go. Yeah. No words. No words. Just follow your leader. That kind of thing. LR, what up? One time for family. Salute, King. Good to see you, as always, even if it's just in here. Yeah, that part. What my bro LR is good enough to sound out. One time for everybody. Just real quick, I just want to give a quick explanation. Of course you get it, sugar. Like who? Of course you get it. Come on now. How you been feeling, Mac? Kind of run down. If I'm being honest, it's been a trying couple of days. I got a lot of got a whole bunch of dude. How long have you been out of special ed? Apparently not long enough. See how fast that happened to you? Took no time whatsoever. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I've never been accused being haven't been in jail. Is it? Do I look like I've been working out? Is it like a jail workout thing? Is it maybe that's what it is, bro? Stop looking. Gross. Stop looking. Um, Super hilarious. Um, 2 minutes in, bro. You see what it is like, and people will think that I'm making this up. People will think that I'm making this up. They'll think that when I tell folks about stuff like this, like if I were to call LR about the stuff that happens in this room, he think, no, that's not true. LR been rocking for me. He's seen wilder than this. He knows I'm not making it. But some of the folks I'd holler at, I can't even talk to. They'll look at this and think I'm making it up. Um, for everybody who's asking, I'm fine. I'm just a bit worn down. Yesterday was a long day. My explanation, the title for this whole thing comes from the fact that I meant to go live again once we got Albial in the studio. Here's the problem. Unfortunately, got salute to Book Zombie. What up, Mr. Gynecologist? I'm just gonna leave that one alone. I'm not even gonna get too heavy into that. But knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. Um, Yeah, the bots are really running down on me. I don't know. I'm curious of what I did. I think maybe it's because I did that. Maybe it's because the way I'm representing last couple shows, stuff like this. I think maybe somebody sick the bots on me. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It could just be it could hoodie god is also t-shirt god on the low, but that's on the low. I prefer hoodies, but it's 90 degrees outside, so this is what the people gonna get. This is what the streets gonna get. Um, Mr. Gynecologist, I promise you I don't know. You have to ask him. Um, you can leave him. You can leave him no B. Edwin, on the other hand, bro, why do you keep staring at my face? Like, why are you so focused on my facial hair? Hit the likes, hit the subs. That's how you show your boy love. Henry Johnson, what I believe in is none of your business. But I am a God fearing man, just so you know. But what I believe in is none of your business. And shouldn't have any bearing on whether or not you stick around here or not. Did you take your drugs today? Right here. Big ass glass of water. Red Assassin. It sounds, however, like you're missing the ones you need or not enough of the ones that you like. I just want to know, Henry. I understand that you want to know, but it's none of your business. It's none of your business to even ask, regardless of what you want. It's that's none of your business, and shouldn't have any bearing on whether or not you kick it here. We don't talk religion in this space. See, and this is exactly why I don't entertain these conversations. Henry Johnson, I didn't ask you whether he does or not. I didn't. Yeah, God loves everyone. That's not information that I need you to tell me, but it's also not the topic at all. Topic this time around: Marcus Barber, UK. Shout out to the UK. Thank you for asking. And here comes Tristan. Tristan, you're gonna get clipped. You're not even gonna make it to like this. This won't work out, bro. And I'm a '90s hip hop head. You can't offend me with that word, especially since Tristan, you're not even man enough to show your face on your page. You can't do anything to disrespect me. I don't respect the way you rock. It doesn't work, bro. Like, and again, '90s hip hop head here. Like, we used to put that word on cornflakes. You can't offend me with that, bro. Like, are you nuts? And I know you'd never say it to my face. I dislocate your jaw if you ever did. Like, you're not even man enough to say it with your whole chest over the internet. So how do you think that's gonna affect me over Wi-Fi? Like, bro, you gotta stop. Y'all, yeah, some of y'all gotta see. I mean, at least if you're going to insult me, I need you to come up with better material. Um, Thank you, skateboard deck. So always a topic of conversation. I'm actually looking to get a few more. Today's topic is me apologizing to the mechanics because I wanted to go live yesterday. Well, we were going to have a conversation with Al Bial. And unfortunately, Gat Taylor got sick. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. It was car sickness. He was on the way over and he got car sickness. I don't know who gets car sick in 2026. Leave it to my boy Taylor to find a way. And he most certainly did. Car sick in 2026. Yes, he got car sick. However, um, talked to him this afternoon. He's back on his feet. You get car sick? B? Word? Oh man. I don't know who still gets like. I don't know how you do it. I don't know. You've literally been in cars your whole life. I don't. Yeah, gat guy. And when I tell you, like, you have to understand. Oh Lord, my goatee gets more attention than everything else. Uh, yeah. See, Star, dumb question. You got to stay on topic. The answer is no. I actually stopped doing that in my early 30s, but whatever. Moving on. Um, Gat got sick, and when I tell you sick, like Gat, I believe, would do a show if he had a bullet wound. Like Gat, that's Michael Brown. That's what I thought. Driver must have been flying and hitting corners. That's what I thought. Plus, I don't know what they might have had in the car that And it was 91 degrees yesterday. So you combine the heat, a lot of motion. Lord knows what he was smelling. And I don't know any of this because we didn't talk about it. B, I don't expect you to have patience for weirdos ever. That's why you are exactly who you are in this channel. Big sis of the channel. I'm totally. Gat is an A1 stand up dude. And he would not let um a show go by the wayside, especially if said show was a conversation with Albie Al, who is our guy. Like he's a really good dude, and a friend of the show. He's a friend of the program. So we would jump to go do an interview with Albie Al, but Gat was literally looked me in the face and said, "I can't do it." And if somebody like Gat tells you he's too sick to do a show, you stop everything. That's like LR telling me he's too sick to get on stage and spit. Like I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but that's like LR telling me he can't go on stage and perform. Something's wrong. Something's really wrong. Albie Al is an MC. He go look him up. Al spelled the regular way. Al, no, it's Albie. Albee and then Albie Al. Go check him out. It's something if I'm the person putting you on the Albie Al, then I'm happy to do it. Fatima, is it like vertigo but from the movement of the car? I is B74 going to answer that? Sometimes I eat something that makes me sick and then I get car sick. I think it's a combination, Fatima. I think it's a combination. Thurman Lee Highsmith. It's water. I've never, for the record, for the room, I've never tried to drink alcohol in my life. I've never tried to smoke anything in my life. Strongest drug I've ever had was aspirin. No, I'm lying. When I got injured, they gave me at a steroid when I got hurt. But that's the strongest drug I've ever had. This is water. This is water. It always will be for future reference. Can you imagine 5:33 in the afternoon, 90 degrees outside, and I'm sitting indoors drinking this much moonshine? Like, yo, who do you think I am? My God. Oh, Vertigo B. Oh man. Mm, 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 mm. I hate that. I hate that for you. That Vertigo sucks. Hit the likes, hit the hype, hit the sub. That's how you show your boy love. Texas push, what up? I was trying to explain how you know, Fatima, I get it now. I'm talking and trying to keep up at the same time. I love you, Fatima. Are you new here? Are you? And this is. I know it sounds sarcastic, but it's really not. I'm genuinely curious if you're new. I'm not used to seeing your name, and I try to familiarize myself with the folks who pull up in here. No, you're not new. Okay. She's not. Okay, you're not new. Okay, cool. So yeah. So you're aware. I try to like read the chat and still have the talk and read the chat and have the talk. So I'm at work most of the time. Yeah, I completely get that. I'm trying to find B. See, you with me? You don't recall that handle either. Fatima's at work most of the time. Okay, so that's the thing. I'm trying to find a balance of when I can do these lives and get like the maximum amount of people. The only issue is I have mechanics checking in from I have mechanics checking in from the UK, and you know their time clock is way off. My bro, the boy Calvin Campbell, one of my UK mechanics pulls up in here, but we're so far ahead, and he has to get up for work in the morning. I don't want to dead him, so I started moving it, a little earlier. But now I'm catching people who would, might still be at work, not getting home quite from work, and I know we're not on for a long time. So I'm really just trying to find a way to accommodate all the folks who fuck with me. So if you're at work, I say all that to say, don't worry about it. No big deal. Now, the other thing I wanted to kick in is Sunday, we rescheduled the interview for Albie Al. So I will be able to go live on Sunday and we'll do the entire joint. I just wanted to put y'all on. Today is Friday. I'm still going to be going live tomorrow, but I wanted to let y'all know it's Sunday for the brand new Mech and Gat show. The only official podcast of World Star Hip Hop. This Sunday, yes, Big Sugar. This Sunday, we're gonna be doing our thing, and I'm gonna go live. I'm still waiting for the time, but I'm gonna find that out tonight, so I'll be able to announce it on the live tomorrow, and everybody will get to. Yeah, absolutely, Big Dog. Because that's it. That's a thing. The Craft NYC. Everybody, remember that show I told y'all that I did? Remember we were working through my rehearsals and all the other good stuff. Just what up? Scrooge McJust in the building. So just thanks for pulling up. Good to see you. Everybody, remember that show that I told you I did? And I was having a rehearsal. And here we go. Mark Nash, 10 people, please match my donation to support the show. Mark Nash, $2 super chat. Salute, King. Good looking out. Let me send that the like and the love that it deserves. I think it's really funny that you did that when Scrooge McJust shows up. I'm not sure if you know who you playing with when you say stuff like that. Uh, McJust don't McJust. You just got here. Okay, yeah. B74 for 4 night $5 super chat. Salute to B74 with the message of support. Much love. Oh, and in case y'all don't know, just in case you are new, everything that I get from out of here, I'm using to upgrade this channel. And Scrooge McJust has jumped in with 20 off the rip. Y'all are playing. Yeah, you don't. This is not something that you want to play with just. You don't. You know. No one wants that smoke. That just smoke. Like, oh boy. Yeah. Uh, I support the content I rock with. Mark, that's respect and love. That's respect and love on this side. Flow State from Fatima. Um, Flow State from Fatima. Send Mech all your pin number. listen, listen. I really want to push this one home. We did a show. The Craft is the name of the event where I performed, where I actually got to rock with Beanie Siegel, rock with Graf, rock with Ty Phoenix, rock with DJ Spin. I was on that lineup. Blessed to be on that lineup. I can't wait to do it again. Now, here's the downside of that show. The only downside. Oh, and Master Ace. Can't forget Master Ace. Shout out to Pack FM. Shout out to Tone. Shout out to Icon the Mike King. Shout out to I Am Mini. Push button producer with the $2 super chat. Salute, King. Thank you. Thank you. With those mechanic. No. Get that out of here. Don't do that. I'm trying to like it, but it keeps jumping. There we go. Now I got you. Couldn't let that go. Dana, what up? Um, LR Blitz, can't forget that. Well, I'm talking about the one that I rocked on. Like LR Blitz was nice enough to have me as a guest MC. No way brick, $5. Mac, you trying to play 2K, Unk? I know you got a center build gag. Also, I like the new AZ album. Here, go. No way brick. I have not played 2K in almost 10. Last time it's two. Oh, excuse me. It's LR Blitz's show. Let me be quiet. Um, but Blitz was nice enough to have me on that stage for the first time, and I got to rock with him. We did a great job, but my ass wasn't satisfied, so I asked to get my own set. It was approved by the heads, LR being one of them, and I got my own set on the show, and I was able to really, really stretch my legs a little bit and put some reps in. And the only downside of that show, the only downside, which had nothing to do with anybody else, it was rained out crazy. That show was rained out crazy. The crowd was thin, not empty, not empty, but as compared to the other nights that I have gone, which aren't haven't been like a gang of them, but like every show has been like super dope and super flooded. This show specifically, the crowd was thinner than normal because the rain monsooned. I'm not talking about light drizzle. It wasn't like people just went like this, hand got a little wet and was like, okay, I'm not going. No, like the sky opened up and it rained. It rained for hours that day specific, like one of those all day long. And then it's just a matter of how much rain it's gonna be. Like, but it never stops raining. It was that kind of energy. It was terrible, like terrible weather wise, right? But I was still able to go. Part of my brain was telling me, thank God there aren't that many people because if I mess up, I don't want to be embarrassed in front of a ton of people. And, less people are here, the less people I have to worry about making a mistake in front of. But that turned out to be cap. Like it was just say what again, mother? $20 super chat. Salute. Mac, what up? He says. You what's up, bro? Are you I have to ask, are you in Just aka Just McDuck? Are y'all planning this? Say in the building. Uh-oh, Just. Yeah, Sugar, you see what I'm saying? Push, say what? Yeah, shout him out. Say what? Good looking, appreciate you being here as always. Family, friend of the room, supporter of the channel. Dwayne, don't start. Don't start. Don't start. Don't start. I wanna upgrade the show too, but I'm not sitting here trying to antagonize these two. It dominates the conversation. Not in a bad way. Don't get me. Don't let me talk crazy. It's not bad. It's just $10 super chat, and here we go. Okay, salute to just aka Just McDuck with the $10 super chat. He starts it. See. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was something like that. I did say what? Come on, bro. Really? $9 super chat. Excuse me. $10 super chat from say what again, mother. Let me go ahead show that some love. $10 super chat. Shout out to Meet Joseph Black. Flow State 200 Joules. Salute to you, King. Thank you. Much appreciated. And shout out to B74 for those jewels from before. I'm trying to keep up. B, you already know what it is. Blame it on these two and not me. How about that? How about I'm not going to be the one. I'm doing my best here. You see what it is. Got me dehydrated. Damn. Um, the show was awesome. I'm gonna cut some clips up of that and start posting it up when I get closer to album time. It's always good to build content, but I put a bunch of photos and stuff on my IG. Slade with the clutch, 30 Joules with the clutch. Nice, salute, King. Much respect. Slade won. Thank you, King. Much appreciate that. I'd make a man on poly market between them. Yo, you stupid. Blame it on the horoscope, gang. Stay hydrated and humble. Good advice. Great advice. Oh, 100 Joules. Salute. High five. One time for you. Is that for the t-shirt? Is that for the t-shirt? For those who haven't caught it yet, just in case you haven't caught it. I'm on that time. I'm on that time. This is happening. I'm on that time. Bro, that being the math. Izzy. Formally. Formally. New business is the Mech and Gat Show, the official podcast of World Star Hip Hop. The one you're talking about is the old work. So come on and join the new thing. Hopefully you're subscribing. No, Dwayne is gonna go dope. Like again, we got little things to iron out here and there. We're trying to we're trying to enter a flow state as far as the show is concerned. Izzy, that's a long story. Wait for the book, or maybe wait for the album. But suffice to say, it's something I'll probably address on the Mech and Gat show. You should tune in. Gat and I will probably address that. I mean, eventually, sooner or later. But right now, we're too busy looking forward. The Tony Yayo episode scared you. Izzy, that's a dumb thing to say. I wasn't on the Tony Yayo episode. I wasn't on the Tony Yayo episode. It shows how much attention you've been paying, and nobody on that show looks like me. So there's no way you actually thought you saw me on that episode. I wasn't there. I'm gonna pray for Knicks fans in Texas tonight because the Thundercat youngins are talking crazy. Yo, let me be the one to tell you. Hey, are you that guy from Jimmy Fallon? Yo, Blitz, I will wedge you. I will wedge you. I will wedge you. I will wedge you. I would say I tell your family on you, but they're gonna be on your side. I will wedge you. Um, Nothing quite like sibling rivalry to get. Oh, okay, no way break. $5 super chat. Salute, King. You be rapping too. What's your thoughts on the New York fans? I want us to win, but we gotta relax, bro. Okay, I am gonna address this. Mac, I noticed when they asked just being messy, they already know. Yeah, you're right, B. But listen. I'm out here. I have to, you put yourself in the firing line. You gotta be prepared for the bullets. It's all good. I ain't tripping. But let me answer no way brick. Assaulting another person for wearing a jersey to another team is pure unadulterated sucker shit. I'm not getting behind that. I'm not with that. I'm not endorsing that. I'm not co-signing that. Right? Dead that. Like that's a dub. That's super corny. Especially since I'm not sure if you cats super tough out there running up on people's jerseys would do that if it was just you by yourself. You doing that because you got the crowd with you, and that's pure unadulterated sucker shit. And I'm a diehard New York Knicks fan. I ain't never been a fan of no other basketball team in my life ever. I've been through all of the ups and downs, the highs and lows. I was there when I started rocking when you and Mason Starks. I'm from that era. I was this bit, but I remember those games when I first got into basketball. The only team I rooted for was the Knicks. Ack Lloyd, salute King. For the jewels, thank you, King. Much respect. Um, However, that being said, now that it's understood that you can't be a bigger Knicks fan than me, attacking another fan for wearing the jersey is sucker shit. That's for suckers. That's not New York. That's not Knicks. That's you being a sucker. Say what again, mother? $50 super chat. Okay, just I'm done. 3 laughing emojis. Go Knicks. Even though I'm from Philly. Dope shirt, Mac. Just, it's all love. No, it's not all love. You can't do that. I gotta like it now. You can't do that and then tell her it's all love. It's like hitting them with a. It's like hitting just with a water balloon and saying, I'm just kidding. Don't hit me back because I'm just playing. Like you. Plus, you know how just is. You know how just is. You do this on purpose. Like there's no way I'm believing you're not just going ham for the sake of going ham. You do this on purpose. You know how she rock. You know what it is. You flicker on the end and be like, just kidding. No, she's gonna hit you with a car. She kills ants with a sledgehammer. Like, and not saying you're an ant. That's not what I'm saying. But like, you gotta leave Just McDuck alone. If you well, oh, you can't antagonize us and then say I'm just kidding. That's definitely some Philly shit. That's definitely you on your Philly shit. 100%. Um, it ain't just NY. I'm from Jacksonville. It's worser cases here. I get that. I get that. I'm not saying that it's cool wherever it happens. All I'm saying is, as far as I'm concerned, don't hide behind your Knicks fandom doing that dumb shit. That's corny. Now, with that said, and with that being understood, if you decide to run down to a Knicks game and start screaming shit like "fuck the Knicks," SMD, SMD New York, SMD the Knicks. You start saying that, I lose all sympathy for you. In the words of my father, in the words of my dad, somebody gonna give you what you came for. There are plenty of people out there ready to give you what you came for. You can show up as a fan respectfully, root for your team respectfully, but when you come down there to antagonize people and they decide to give you what you asked for, bro, I don't have any sympathy for people who do this. and then it runs back up on them. Like you get somebody who's not turning the other cheek. I don't have no sympathy for that. But I do think running down on somebody just because they got a jersey on, they ain't said nothing to you. They just rooting for their team. They happy their team is winning. Running down on them, trying to yank the jersey off and rip the jersey. Yo, that's corny. You wouldn't do it if it was just you by yourself, King. You know that. You wouldn't run down on that person trying to snatch their jersey off on some hooligan stupidity-ish if it was just you by yourself. You know that. So don't do it because you got a crew with you, y'all hyped up over the like that's corny. That's corny. I can't stress that enough. That's corny. Now, let me get to the other thing that I've been asked to address. Wimby getting hit with eggs, I have no problem with that whatsoever. If you're mad, go to church. I don't care about hitting that dude with an egg because I've watched him get away with stuff that calls for much more than that. The fan base is passionate. They're not okay with what happened. Like I don't know if for anybody here who's not native to New York, and I won't speak for what they do around your way, but I'll speak for what they do around mine. Hold on. No way break $5 super chat. Salute King. I don't condone no violence, especially in sports. I think the Knicks fans jumping cut is dead wrong. But as an opposing fan, take that jersey off and leave. So, I hear you. I hear you. I don't think they should have to take the jersey off and leave. I think our fans should have enough couth to get in somebody's face and go, aha, your team lost. Do all that, but keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. That's all I ask. Keep your hands to yourself. I'm not anti nothing. Keep your hands to yourself. That's it. Keep your hands to yourself. That's not hard to do. Taunt them. That's sports. That's sports. Taunting happens in sports. Wimby is taunting players. Wimby running back down the court talking about I'm in your head. Wimby on the floor talking about I'm in your head. Not understanding that he's in our head for getting away with fuck it. Like he's in our heads for getting away with flagrants, bad flagrants that could injure people. That's why you're in our head. It doesn't have anything to do with you taking somebody to school. You're one of the best players on earth. You're Slender Man in a jersey. Of course, you're going to be able to do things a bunch of people can't do. Yes, we get that. We came expecting that. However, when you start doing the kind of things you're doing on the court, you're doing this. Okay, taunting, great. We're here for the taunting. New Yorkers' way of taunting is hitting you with an egg. And newsflash, people, we do that to each other when we're in school. Freshman Friday, Halloween, we egg each other. That's our thing. And somebody said to me, you don't see that as disrespectful? Of course I see it as disrespectful. Newsflash, it's meant to be disrespectful because, big reveal, we don't respect Wimby. We respect the game. We respect his skill. We respect his talent. We don't respect the dirty things we see him do on the court. And the fact that the NBA wouldn't take care of it, in the words of J.R. Shumpert, either you clean it up or we'll clean it up. And our way of expressing our discontent is to hit him with an egg. And I can't believe there are people crying over a NBA player being hit with an egg. It's an egg. It wasn't a brick. If they'd have thrown a brick, I'd have been right back on the other side talking about y'all are bugging. Y'all are bugging. Knock it off. You're making the city look bad. You're making the city look corny. But we used to hit each other with eggs. Like in school, it was just having fun. I rest my case. We used to egg each other. That's animal cruelty, Unc. Yo, you bugging. You bug that. Rich like Pryor. You that. Okay. All right. Pin drop. You wild. You wild for that. You wild for that. They trying to make him the face of the NBA, so he getting away with MJ levels. Yeah, but we talking about and you can't have it both ways. MJ was playing at a certain time where a level of physicality, aka things that would get you thrown out of the game today was par for the course back in the 90s. I watched basketball. I knew how my team got down. I know how the Knicks got down. Mason and Oakley. I know how we got down. Ewan when he got his when he figured he was gonna do something. Even Starks would act a fool. I know what the physicality was. We used to get it popping. That's another thing. Crafty NYC. That's another thing. You're blaming all fans for the actions of a handful, and I'm pretty sure the person who threw that egg was 100% a child. 100% a child. Knicks and Pistons, even the Heat in the 90s. Yo, bro. Knicks were dirty in that era. Xavier McDaniel made his whole reputation being a goon. We legit had goons. I get it. But the game has changed. The game has evolved. You got hand checking that you can't do. There's a ton of stuff you just can't do anymore. And if that's what we doing, I heard you. Heard you. That's what we doing. With that said, let somebody else do that. They getting thrown out the game. If Wemby would have hurt Brunson, like injured him, the dude is like 8 feet tall, almost 300 pounds, and mushing somebody's head to the ground. Bro, what if that like wrenched something in his neck? Now what happens? And that's cool. The league said it was cool. That's why fans threw eggs at him. And I'm not anti that. I'm sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. They threw eggs at him. Fighting fans who pull up to the arena in a different jersey, running down on them to mess their jerseys up, rip their jerseys, snatch their jerseys off. Bro, as much as them jerseys cost, y'all bugging. Y'all bugging. I will never get behind that. I don't care how much of a fan you are. You look like sore losers. Like you look like sore winners, which is the corniest kind of winner. I never understood that. I watched my father. I watched my father beat the brakes off of somebody one day over some real two men who needed to square up and get it popping. I watched my father lay hands on this dude for what it felt like a half hour, but y'all know a real fight is seconds, not hours. But this one might have lasted like a minute or two. My father did this dude dirty, like just legit beat the brakes off him. 2 days later, we had a backyard cookout, having a great time. The dude shows up. He got the big sunglasses on. He was a little lighter complexion. He had green bruises, and you know how bad those are. He was wearing like a wife beater or something. He had like green and red marks and green and purple. Like he looked like a bag of Skittles. He was in a bad way. He walks over. Yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad. It started off kind of even, and it quickly went left. And my father just washed, bro. And the next, maybe two. I'm trying to remember. Bear in mind, I was a kid. I was might have been single digits. I'm trying to remember, like 10 or 11, something like that. I was a kid, but I'll never forget. Beat the brakes off this dude. 2 or 3 days later, we at this cookout. The dude shows up. He's got sunglasses on. He's got a wife beater on, but he looks bad. Like lumped up, bumped up. He looks bad. But he's out there. He's smiling. He's trying to chill. I tap my father thinking it's about to go down again. Here comes bro. Like I'm thinking this won't end well. And in my mind, my first thought is I need to calm dad down because I don't want to leave. I ain't had a cheeseburger yet and I really want one and I don't want to leave. And I've seen my parents drag a few people. It's something you don't forget. Thank you, Big Sugar. 100% agree. My father doesn't stand up, but he does this whistle. The dude looks over, and my pop waves him over. And he's waving him over with this hand, and he's got a bottle in this hand, and he's waving him over. And I'm like, don't hit him. Don't hit him with the bottle. Don't hit him with the bottle. Don't hit him with the bottle. Please don't. Please don't. Dude, like, takes his time getting over there, but he walks over. Ain't one no soft, one no punk. But he comes over. Only thing my father says to him, "You want a beer?" Dude goes, "Yeah, I'll take one." My pop stands up, gives dude the seat that my pop is sitting in. My dude pop stands up, goes, "Sit down." Not on no son in them shit. It's like, have a seat. Like, go ahead, sit down. Goes, gets the beer, brings the cooler over to where we are, pops it open, pulls out a beer, takes the top off, little clip he had on his belt, pops the top off, hands it to bro, closes the lid on the cooler and sits on it, and sits right next to him, and says, let me know if you're hungry or not. We got burgers coming, we got this coming, this is happening, et cetera, et cetera. And don't beat him in the head to talk to him. He doesn't beat him in the head to like have a conversation to make it more awkward, but he gave him a beer and then sat there and just chopped it up and continued having the conversations he was having. And we stand up, shake somebody's hand, whatever. The dude would stand up, chop it up with a couple people. The fight would come up, and both of them would be like, my first time the fight came up. I looked at my father trying to see what he was gonna say, and the overall impression he kept giving anytime the fight came up. It only came up like maybe 2 or 3 times. But my pop was like, "Yeah, what's done is done. What's done is done." That was over the weekend. What's done is done. Everybody fine. Everything's fine. What's done is done. I'm my jaw was hit to the point where somebody told me close your mouth before you catch a fly, and I was stunned. And later on, I remember asking him like, "What was that all about?" Because I didn't know that this was possible. What was that? What was that? What the f was that? And my pop looked and said, "Well, I was supposed to fight him again. I'm supposed to still be mad." So I mean, I don't know about mad, but like you giving him a beer, like I don't you getting him something to drink, you giving him food, like what is this? I ate that cheeseburger that I wanted, watching the two of them just waiting for something that nothing happened. At the end of the night before we left, they shook hands and just walked off. I was like, "Pop, what?" My father looked me in the eye and gave me a piece of wisdom I ain't never forgot. He said two things. He said, "Ain't no hard feelings. Why would there be? I won." And then later on, when I still kind of couldn't let it go, he said to me, "Only a loser wants a rematch. Don't fight anybody until you understand that. Only a loser wants a rematch. Only the loser wants a rematch." Never forgot that. Never forgot that. Drop the pin. One time for Pop. One time for Pop. My Biggie pin. One time for Pop. Only a loser wants a rematch. I never forgot that. Never. And the more I've lived, the more I've seen it true. The dude who loses wants to fight again. You hear somebody talking about run me a fade or get me a fair one, it means he lost. They want to do it again, it means they lost. Even if somebody gets beaten, doesn't mean that they lost. There are a lot of people who take an L and they cool with it because they fought. And if you want to do it again, they'll do it again. That's how I've been. Anytime I've taken an L, it's cool. I don't need to go. I don't need to go back. We danced. You got it. If you want to dance again, say when. Say when. We can dance whenever you ready. And you might not be as lucky this second time. So try if you want. But whenever you're ready. Only a loser wants a rematch. And when I look at Knicks fans who are running down on Spurs fans just for wearing the jersey, not the dudes who are talking shit, asking for it, not them, but dudes who are just wearing the jersey. When I see Knicks fans putting hands on other people's jerseys who ain't asking for it, ain't trying to do nothing, y'all look like losers to me. You look like you've lost at life and now you want a rematch for somebody who ain't fighting you. That's what you look like. You look like a loser to me. You look like a loser in life. That's what I smell on you. You run down on a Spurs fan just for wearing the jersey. Again, I have to keep reiterating this. I'm not talking about the dudes who are running down there streaming, trolling, going live, trying to get attention, saying all kind of reckless shit about this. Some of those dudes is from New York. Like they're really just running down there trolling, wilding, looking for content. I've seen that too. They're literally on camera trying to show everybody why, why we're animals or why it's this, that, and the third. They just want the clicks and the views. They don't care what it's going to cost them or anybody else because attention is the new currency. So they're running down there with that motto and they're filming themselves saying all kind of reckless stuff to people who don't care about their future or who are eagerly antagonized by something like that. And you asking for it. You're asking for it. You're asking for it. I don't even have any sympathy. I don't even want to put it in a way where it's like, maybe it shouldn't happen. No. You should get what you came for. You come down there asking for it, you're gonna get what you came for. Because you walk up in my face talking about SMD and SMD New York, like I'm gonna have words with you, maybe. But put my hands on you, probably not. You'd have to do something first, and then I'll give you what you came for. But at the same time, I'm not here fighting over a team I'm not on. I'm not getting paid for it. If I was getting paid, I'm not throwing him. I worked at the Source magazine. We were hated by everybody. I never got in a fight over words about the magazine. I got in a fight because somebody decided that what I was saying warranted them using their hands. And now we've arrived at this place. Now we're here. So, okay. This has nothing to do with the magazine. It has everything to do with you thinking, I'm so soft. You can go ahead and get handsy. Okay, well, in the words of my father, you're gonna get what you came for. You're just gonna get what you came for. And we'll see what happens when it's all said and done. But when I see these dudes running that again, I'm with you, bro. Dwayne, I'm with you. They're not real Knicks fans. A lot of these dudes are just down there for a good time, just down there for the vibe, down there for the energy. I'm not even mad at y'all, but y'all be doing too much into making the rest of us look corny. One time for the dudes who are running down there antagonizing people, talking about New York SMD, the Knicks SMD. You just got what you came for, and I'm not. I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. But shout out to the people who hit homeboy with an egg. Shout out to the guy who landed that shot with an egg. That's New York showing its displeasure. Thank you for not using a rock or a brick. Way to go. That was a great shot. I can't imagine how far away you were for you to hit that. Maybe you need to be on the team. That egg, and you managed to land that over a crowd. Nobody even saw who did it, bro. One time. Were you at the source when Benzino ran down on Elliott in the double XL offices? Yes, I would have had to have been there for in that era. I would have had to have been there that time. But I don't remember the story being that it was the double XL office. I remember the story being that it was at the source. Fun fact: Elliot used to work at the source. He worked at the source before double XL was a thing. Fun fact. Um, but don't ask me stories about other people's drama. I was very good back in those days at keeping my eyes on the prize. All the turmoil that was happening around me. All I wanted to do was put out dope stories and write rhymes and perform with my bros and interview some of the best to ever do it. So I made it a point to skip past the nonsense, which is why this era messes with me the way it does. Because I spent my career avoiding the very kind of messy ish that now fuels the internet. Now I can't ignore the messy business. Now I have to speak on things that I'd much rather ignore, which is why that real men don't gossip. Exact. I find myself trying to stay away from that kind of nonsense. But the music and the culture are so intertwined that it's almost not even gossip. It's more like news. And I can clarify a handful of things for myself, but like when it starts getting outside of me, bro, you got to go ask them. You got to go ask them. Don't ask me to speak on that man's business. What would I know? Promise I don't know. And I don't care enough to ask. And I don't care enough to ask, honestly. Mac, I have started to grade albums using wrenches, using tools. You gave Casino 4 wrenches and Iceman 2. Hmm. Hmm. Do me a favor, Roger. That this is very intriguing. This is very intriguing, and I'm not mad. Do me a favor. Tell me what you would give AZ's album. I didn't mean to get away from that. I know we were talking about AZ's album. It's amazing. I'm actually trying to get AZ to pull up to the shop, but you have to shop. I'm trying to get AZ to pull up to the show. You have to give him a second though. AZ doesn't like he's not the biggest fan of just jumping in front of the camera. AZ is one of those artists who truly likes to let his music speak for itself. I don't know if you ever saw the show, the interview we actually did with him on My Expert Opinion, but he plays things very close to the chest. He's the opposite of a chatty patty. AZ moves criminally underrated. I think he probably ghostwrites a lot. No way, Brick. I completely agree with you, but he's only underrated by rap fans. Hip hop heads know exactly who AZ is, exactly how he gives it up, and we give him all the homage that man deserves. Meet Joseph Black. Thank God it ain't going away, but you should really up jump the boogie and get in there. We know, no way. We know, no way how Az gets down. We're familiar. He's not underrated to us. To those of us in the culture, those of us in the craft. Oh no, 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 sir, no, sir, no, sir. Az is as exalted as he deserves to be amongst heads who are really about hip hop. Oh, question: who's a better spitter, Az or Method Man? I'm torn. Oh, you're gonna have to do that one by yourself, bro. Ain't no way you roping me into that. Ain't no way you roping me into that. They both got strengths, but I am curious to hear what the crowd says. I am curious to hear what the crowd says. B74 gives it up to Meth. Okay, and I don't think there are any wrong answers. Az over Meth for Roger Bell. Pardon me, y'all. That was my attorney calling. I ain't picking one or the other. Slade, me and you both. Playboy, me and you both. Skyhook, what up? This is the only way I see you. That's because you live like in Ohio. I'm a diehard Wu supporter. Okay, I respect it. B. No way, Brick. I'm gonna go with Meth because he's consistent forever. Az has a better catalog, however. I like them both equally. Nope, I'll pass on that. Push button producer says I'll pass on that. I'm with you, Push. Listen. We're not talking. We're not talking that kind of question between that caliber of MCs. Really, just cooks down to preference. You can't really put one over the other, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, There's no way to put one of those dudes. One of those dudes doesn't have such a clear advantage over the other that you can mark it down on paper. Everybody, one time, make some noise for my sis Skyhook. She's in the building. Um, the soul survivor over here, and one of my fellow journalist peoples. And she's a teacher, professor. Like she's one of them ones too. One time for Sister Sky. Um, Good people. Thank you for pulling up. She's had me come to her class online and talk about hip hop all day. She's doing the right thing to the youth. Yes, hit the likes, hit the hype, hit the subs. That's how you show your boy love. Um, that's all like just pass up. Thank you. They hit the likes and the subs. Yeah, I agree. But AZ just spits, man. I think because his catalog is not commercially successful, he doesn't get his flowers. DJ Breast Milk, great name. They have different styles to me to really compare the two, but both are masters at what they do. It just depends on who I feel like listening to at the moment. Mike Brown, I forgot about Phone Tap. Welcome to, bro, we're literally saying the same thing. Just one time for Sister Sky. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for greeting my sis. Um, yeah, it's just preference. It's just preference. They both have different skill sets, but they're masters at what they do skill wise. It's literally just a preference. Whichever one you are in the mood for on that day, I feel Meth stay ready with bars. Yes, he does. And the excellence of execution from AZ is second to none. Like it really just Book Zombie, Pieces of a Man is prime AZ lyrically. I wish you're not gonna. None of you are gonna say anything that I'm gonna disagree with. If you're telling me the virtues of said MCs, there's no way I'm gonna disagree with what's being said. It's not possible. You're lying. AZ's not dope. Stupidity. You're lying. Meth ain't dope. Stupidity. Who's gonna say that? Who's gonna say that? I do see what you're saying about the commercial success of the AZ albums, but since when has commercial success ever been an indicator of who we consider dope? I think that's part of the problem. The argument in the 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, all of a sudden became who was selling more. And we really started letting that become the indicator to who had it. I rhyme better than you, but I got more money than you. Like, we really let that narrative get too far away from us. Calvin, what up? Calvin Campbell, UK mechanic. Bro, it's 6:19. What time is it over there? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What are you still doing up? What are you still, how are you still awake? Calvin, I moved the time forward so the UK crew can get some light. I hope you know that. You were definitely one of the main people I had in mind when I moved this thing forward. I think that's how 50 started to win against Ja. 50 started to win again 11:20. Jeez Louise, man. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 5 hours. That's what I thought. You can't tell me Ja didn't kill 50 lyrically. I've been saying this forever. I'm going to say it again. I think what happened with Ja was people were ready to see him lose. And unfortunately, in all cultures, that's a thing. I think it's the Floyd Mayweather. Um, I think it's Floyd Mayweather syndrome. When somebody just starts winning too much, the excitement in seeing them win disappears. And it's replaced by the excitement of the possibility of them losing. And I think Ja Rule, Murder Inc. in general, but Ja Rule specifically, had an era and a time where they were just incapable of losing. If you were around and we were listening to radio, Those boys had it covered. They had it covered. I'm not really a Ja fan. I can dig it, B. I can dig it. I can dig it. This ain't a judgment. But there was a time when Ja Rule was just that guy. He was literally Drake. He couldn't shop at the mall. He couldn't do this. He couldn't do that. There was a time when Ja represented the ultimate in superstar status as as a rapper. He was top of the food chain. And he was all over the radio. He was all over the video shows. He was all over the channels. Like he was everywhere. You could not. If it wasn't him, it was Irv Gotti. They would producing records. Ja was writing for people. He was writing hooks. He was singing on hooks. They literally just had every angle covered. The features were nuts. Like he was doing his thing. It was his time. It was his time. And people got tired of seeing him win. So when someone came around and decided that Ja Rule was corny, there were people who, even if they didn't feel that way, they were ready to see him lose. And that's a thing in hip hop. People get, you wear out your welcome. People get ready to see you lose. And whether you deserve to lose or not, people get ready to see, they're ready for you to, they're sick of seeing you win all the time. It's a sickness. I think it's a sickness. It's something, there's something wrong with people when you're just dying to see someone who's really, really good at what they do lose. I follow mixed martial arts. I've seen when the champion gets to the top and he wins too many times, the hype becomes who's gonna beat him. It's not it doesn't it stops being about the appreciation of the fighter who's able to keep his belt, and it becomes more about I can't wait to see him get knocked out. John Jones, Mighty Mouse, Israel Adesanya, like uh, tons of Francis and got like people were dying. Like, Francis just got the belt. People couldn't wait. Max Holloway, people couldn't wait to see Max lose. And then the guy who beat Max, people couldn't wait to see him lose after Alexander Volkanovski. After he defended the belt a bunch of times, people couldn't wait. Floyd Mayweather, most of his career, if you go watch the promotions behind his fights, the promotions are always hyped about the guy who's finally going to do it. The guy who's finally going to give him the O on his record. Excuse me, take the O off of his record. It's like 17 and 0, 19 and 0. Somebody's O has to go. He'll go fight somebody else undefeated. They just can't wait to see him lose. And he didn't. But that's all they wanted to see. That was the whole build up. You can't build it up about around him winning. He always wins. That's not exciting for these people anymore. Now they want to see him lose. And it sucks. It's a sickness. Murder for Life with John Memphis Bleak was fine. Yeah, like he had his time. He had his time. He had his time. But I believe 50 was about, timing, opportunity, backing. Dr. Dre and Eminem behind him, the entire machine at Interscope. Timing. Because if 50 had tried that a few years earlier, I can't tell you it would have worked the same way. When Ja was on fire, when Ja was in his bag, I don't know if Get Rich or Die Trying would have been enough to topple Ja. Like, I'm not sure that's the thing. Sean Capri, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome. Get Rich or Die Trying has no skippers. And it is as true as that may be, I don't even know that album would have gotten the light that it needed to get in order to do what it needed to do against somebody like Ja Rule. People was hating Ja after a while. That's what I'm saying. They get tired of seeing you win. It's literally one of the best problems to have. That's because he meet Joseph Black. Ja responded too late. That's because he didn't want to. He didn't want to. I'm not even going to dignify this with a response. He wanted to be on that kind of time, but this is hip hop. Like you at least have to address it. Jay at least gave him the I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent? Like he at least gave him that. You have to acknowledge him, but Ja 50 had his eye on Ja. He had his sights on the boy. And even Let me say, I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree with that one. I think Ja fell in love with his harmonizing style, and it started getting stale. Bro, I'm gonna tell you why you are wrong. 50's entire incoming, 50's entire incoming album was that same harmonizing style. 50 literally took what Ja was doing and just did it himself. He sung all of his hooks. He sung his whole hook, the whole thing was Ja's formula. Kick the hook to Wankster. And when I say kick it, I mean sing it because you have to. No matter what you heard about me, PIMP. Like, bro, he was singing all of his hooks. He was harmonizing all the way through. It was literally Ja's style. It was Ja's formula. So if the harmonizing was the thing that was getting that got Ja out of here, how did tell me how that was able to work for 50? It worked because it wasn't Ja doing it. They were literally just they wanted to see him lose. He was doing it on his mixtapes though. That's because Ja had it locked for summers. It was literally the thing to do. Y'all are not hearing me. This didn't happen in a vacuum or like for like a couple of weeks. 50 Ja had this formula running. Like he said, people think it got stale because he was doing it for a while. It worked for Drake. It works for everybody who's good enough to do it. It works for everybody who's good enough to do it. Your timeline's not wrong. You just have to remember that one of those dudes popped first, and then the other one popped after. Ja didn't start getting his light until he started singing his hooks. That first album, I think Veni Veni Veci, I think that album where he was like just straight spitting, they were ready to give him the boot off of Def Jam off the strength of that project. And then Gotti and him came up with the singing and the harmonizing, and it became a whole different thing. And ever since then, a lot of people just started catching on. I'm not anti, I'm just telling you what it was. Yeah, well, I'm your older brother. No way, Brick. I'm just going off what my older brother told me. Okay, I'm your older brother. I'm your older brother. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'll tell him too. If bring him on the chat, I'll tell him too. No harm, no foul. I'll tell him too. But I'm your older brother. No way. I'm I'm your big bro too. So listen to this older brother too. And this one just happens to have been, doing music in the music business, documenting hip hop for his entire career. So like if I was wrong, I got fired or at least clowned in a room full of people who really knew what was happening. Um, yeah, I honestly Drake today's Ja Rule because that's just yeah. Yeah, see, again, this isn't a matter of Dana says Ja is better lyrically, 50 is a better songwriter, but he ain't got Ja bars, and this is where we get back to the commercial aspect of the music and how you end up blowing up, and why hip hop has never been a music where we allowed the industry, the sales, to tell us who was dope and who wasn't. Rap did that. Hip hop never did that. We've always seen people make some corny music and sell a ton of records. That's not new. I'm not even going to name names, but it's never been about authenticity or actually even lyrical skill or talent when it came to who sold the most. All you got to do is look back and look at some of the top selling albums, and there are exceptions. Come on, man, it's never been about that when it came to who was selling. The dudes who were spitting, who were tearing shit down, they didn't sell the most. But we knew they were the greats. We knew they were the dope ones, and they're legends. Peace, Mac. Why do you think Pharoah Monch is not mentioned in the top MCs? Because of the conversation we're having right now. Because too many people eyeball commercial success as a replacement for actual talent. And I will also say Foco Full 2012, I will also say, if he's not mentioned as one of the top MCs, you should change your circle. In my circles, we don't say nothing but. You might want to change your circle. If he's not mentioned as one of the top MCs in the circle you're in, you should switch your circle out. You're in the wrong restaurant, as we like to say in here. You're just in the wrong restaurant. You got to go for when the conversation is really being had amongst people who really know what the f they're talking about. I kick it in here, and I got push buttons producing Calvin and Big Sugar and my brother LR step in here and Sky will step in here, another fellow journalist and Crafty and we got. I'm in here with people who are having a conversation for real. We know what it is. It's not a surprise to us. It's not a surprise to us. We know exactly what he is. With that said, with that said, I have kept you guys on here long enough. I've been doing the most with these chats, but I love it. I love it, and I always want to give Calvin and the UK crew. I want to let it breathe. I love it. I love it. Um, yeah, I love it. I love pulling up in here, and I want to thank everybody for pulling up. Black Thought. Oh Jesus, don't get me started. Okay, we'll be here for another hour. Listen. Um, Drop content on the Mech and Gat show. We definitely will. That's one of those little kinks I talked about. We have to iron out. We have to start getting Joel Ortiz is my favorite underrated rapper. Push button. I'm looking to be your new underrated favorite rapper. That's my job coming up. Hopefully by the end of the summer, I'll have secured a spot on your list. But in the meantime, in between time, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, mothers and misses, bunions and blisters, this has been the Garage, home to the worldwide mechanics. I want to thank everybody who pulled up. Special thanks to everybody who did a super chat. One time for Big Sugar, Calvin Campbell. One time for Just. One time for Say What. One time for Slade. One time for all the heads. All of y'all, you know who you are. One time, one love for everybody in here. God willing, I will be back in here tomorrow at 5 p.m. We can do it right again. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. And as soon as I come back in here, one of the first things I want to do is let y'all know exactly what time we're popping off on Sunday. I am definitely trying to go live and get that Al content to y'all first thing foremost. Y'all will be able to see it. It will be fire. God willing, 5 p.m. tomorrow. Hope to see y'all all there. Please enjoy your rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. We're going to keep this thing going. Trying to get this channel up to 10K followers. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the hypes. Y'all showing your boy love. That rhymed. Um, I will see everybody tomorrow. All right. The garage is now officially closed for the evening. Peace.